Today will be my last like daily stream. I've been streaming a lot. Yeah. For not forever, but just I'm not gonna be, well, I might still be streaming, but there's other things like just, yeah. Anyways, okay. I'm live right now. I don't think I'm gonna be streaming every day anymore. Maybe I will. I don't know. We see. I live intuitively still. Today, though, we are going to be investigating bioweapon. Let me add bioweapon to the title. Yeah, starting tomorrow, I'm gonna spend basically all day planning my schedule, planning my days, planning my days. Tomorrow, my mother will be back at work, so I'll have the house to myself that way. And yeah, so investigating bioweapon Lyme disease. Yeah, because it's a bioweapon. I was reading one of the article things. Oops. Yeah. Oh, I was reading one of the article things, and hello, Mark. Hello, Mark on Twitch. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I'm trying to bring my to edit bioweapon into the Twitch thing because it only lets you have 32 characters because I'm streaming on the TikTok as well. One sec. Hashtag true crime, hashtag history, hashtag biology. So today we are going to be talking about biological warfare and where Lyme disease, so the tick disease, the widespread disease that the celebrities all seem to get infected with, obviously just coincidental, guys, obviously just coincidental, but it's not like if you're deemed a threat, yeah, but we are going to be discussing the bioweapon Lyme disease, its origins, and what made me think about this too is my sister breeds monarch butterflies and has single-handedly, prolifically repopulated them. Yeah, Josh, bioweapon. Yeah, bioweapon Lyme disease, a bioweapon bug warfare. I'm gonna be bringing it up. We're gonna be discussing. Hey, Josh, good to see you. Good to see you. God bless you. God bless you. You're so kind. Yeah. Believe it or not, yeah. So we're gonna be discussing that, its origins, and how it originated from World War II, specifically the NZ Germany. And because like a lot of people aren't aware, the amount of these scientists, they fucking call themselves scientists. No, it's just, they're evil. They're using science for bad reasons. They are creating bioweapons. They are, thank you, Josh. Hope you're doing well. So we're going to be going over that. This is not a naturally occurring disease. This was lab created. This was man-made, human created, first by the NZ Germanists, the evil from World War II. And now this disease has taken over America. It really has. It's everywhere. This spring, summer, there was so many fucking ticks. I had a I think way down somewhere on my Twitter, on my, I don't know, I still have the photo somewhere, but of how many ticks. There was like 21 that I got on one walk. 20. I never got the disease though, guys. I picked them all off, and they aren't the deer ticks. The deer ticks are the specific kind of tick. Then they're the smaller ones, so it's harder to even find them, and those are the ones that give you the bioweapon Lyme disease created by NZ Germany scientists. Evil. Absolute, pure evil. So we are going to be discussing that. And the fact that with open arms, they were accepted in America, these evil scientists, by the US government, actually, by the government itself. So this is very interesting. No one's really talking about this. As well as I remember when a vet I used to go to, she got mad at me for bringing up, I said, oh yeah, did you know that it was actually started in Lyme, Connecticut, and was created as a bioweapon by, I've known this for a long time, by NZ Germany scientists back from World War II. No, it isn't. No, I'm like, yeah, no, it just, because she's selling the stuff to try to help the dogs not get the disease, and doesn't want to. And I wasn't saying it to try to be like, I'm still there for the tick medication, but it's just weird that like a professional wouldn't even want to like acknowledge its true origins. I don't know that. Yeah, Josh, I read a bit about that. Yeah, yeah, I have a few tabs up. Oh, Bijou, you okay? Just rest. I'm sorry if my dog's barking. I let my mom know that I'm gonna be streaming, so she's taking care of the dogs for now while I'm doing this. But yeah, but a lot of people aren't aware of this, or they don't even want to open the Pandora's box. They don't even want to investigate or look into it, because ignorance is bliss, and they don't want to think about all these different kinds of warfares. Anyways, but bugs are all fucking over. They're fucking small. They carry disease very well, like rats do as well, you know, vermin, all that kind of stuff. So of course someone evil is going to utilize that and see that, and then do the science stuff, create the disease. And it is how it happened, and it was from NZ Germany. This is just a matter of facts. Then they were accepted by the US government. They escaped, fucking left, fucking, they lost the war. The NZ Germanists lost the war and then sought refuge, and the government opened them with accepting arms. And then Lyme disease outbreak in Lyme, Connecticut from the scientist, the evil motherfucker. Yeah. People don't want to even realize that like the government could have had a part in this, and that they would, but you guys got to realize there's a lot of evil ever, especially in government, especially in all these things, because what is better than for someone evil to be in a high position of power like that? You know, that's optimal for them. So anyways, we are going to be, so yeah, TLDR, we're discussing Lyme disease, how it's not a natural creation. I'm not saying, oh, it's fake, or oh, it's not dangerous. It is dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. It has infected a lot of people, but it's not a naturally occurring disease. It's lab made. It's man-made by psychopathic scientists. Like, those are facts of the matter. People, oh no it didn't. Yes it did. Look into it. Like, just the way the vet didn't even want to talk, just, oh, that's a as Joshua would say, that's just a coincidence theory, guys. That's just a coincidence theory, guys. Never mind the C9, or the CVAC, the C9 was actually first created in Winnipeg, in the lab here, in the infectious disease lab here in my city. If you do the Googling, I need to do a whole video on that. but it actually originated from, we have the only bioweapon or whatever, the infectious disease center, which has all of the most deadly here in Manitoba, in Winnipeg. And all the scientists from, actually, it was Wuhan, they were all working, the whole, basically everyone in the high tier of that infectious disease lab here in my city was from, they were all working together, and they weren't from here. And then they actually came out into the government, the government in my city or whatever, and they all got fired because they were sending the information back to the labs in Wuhan. And like, this isn't conspiracy. If you Google that, this is true as well, just nobody's talking about it. And it was actually my father who put the pieces together. He said, I remember that article about them getting the information and sending it back to their labs in Wuhan. And ended up that then my dad made that connection first, and then I think it was like about a year after, it was in July 2019 that it first, which that's man-made as well, guys. Like, it's man-made as well. People don't want to wake up to that. It's deadly. It's dangerous as well. It's killed people, you know, but it's not naturally occurring. It wasn't from bats. It was from the infectious disease lab in Manitoba. Anyways, people aren't aware. No one's talking about it because that gives power to the layman. Knowledge is power. And if we knew that, and knew that it was set up that way, then that whole facade of it's just natural, trust us though. But it kind of originated from, so this is a similar kind of thing with I'm not going to go back into that too much, but you guys can Google that as well. Winnipeg, Manitoba Infectious Disease Center. The only one we have in all of Canada, I think, yeah, is in Manitoba, in Winnipeg, where I'm from. They sold the information. They sold it back to there. Then it outbroke there, and then all across the world. Okay, so similar to how bioweapon Lyme disease started by the NZ Germanist psychopath scientists, and then they sought refuge in the US after they sought refuge. I'm not going to use that word. They lost the war. They were evil. They lost the war. They were pussyfoots that then came over to, well, I can't stay there because we lost the war. Everyone knows how evil we are. I'm a coward, so I'm going to go run to the US to try to get a job there and work for the evil psychopaths in the government there. That's the reality of it, you know? So anyways. So yeah, this is, and again, okay, for the record, I'm not saying these diseases aren't dangerous. They are. That's the whole point, guys. Psychopath scientists are intentionally created the disease for the fact of biological warfare, for the fact of the matter that it is a bioweapon for population control. Okay, so that's the basis I'm speaking on, okay? That's the basis I'm speaking on. Why is it? Because if we were, as laymen, if notice was openly brought to this, then laymen, we get sad, and then it makes us question things, and then the power isn't of psychopaths in power, but power to the layman, power to the individual. But that's not what hierarchy systems want, right? It's not what the hierarchy systems want. So anyways, today I am investigating the bioweapon Lyme disease, and we're gonna look over the facts of the matter about it. Okay, that's my little intro. Now let's change my camera, and this is basically all we're gonna be focusing on today. I have both my Twitch chat and my hello, Chris on TikTok, hello, right? Yes. Some people literally are not at the point yet. Like MK Ultra. I need to do a whole thing about that as well. But at the same time, there's many testimonies from MK Ultra survivors on the YouTube. They're silenced as well. Why? Because that's government create psychopath professionals in power. Part of that as well. Google it. Like, people don't even want to, though. They don't even want to listen because they think it's too horrible to believe. Life is stranger than fiction. Okay? Life is stranger than fiction. Fiction is intentionally watered down for the public. Life is worse. Yeah, so, guys, that's what we're talking about. Yeah. And as laymen, we have to put the pieces together. We have to go out of our way to educate ourselves because a lot of facts and origins, a lot of origins of matters aren't being readily discussed. They're just like, well, here's a pill, here's a solution, not even really a solution, just here's how to cope, but not actually looking into root causes of things. Not looking into root causes, but instead just accepting. Sometimes we need to look into it, though. See where it's why, from what, how, to make sense of it and then understand. And from that empowered, educated, informative point of view, putting our safety first and looking at things analytically, from then can we help create better society. Then can we treat others with more compassion and understanding instead of that couldn't be true, that couldn't have happened. Yes, it happened. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Sorry that you're just not aware. So you're, you know, like the way people, we need to be, I like that, Josh. We need to be more proactive than reactive. I really like that. That's really good. I myself am still working on not to be more reactive because what psychopaths want is for you to be reactive. They don't have emotion. They don't have access to a conscience or emotion. So they got off on our reactions. So if we don't give them a reaction, kind of ends their game, right? That's a whole other topic, but exactly, Josh. Let's get into the coincidence theories, okay? I absolutely love that you, thank you so much, Chris. Thank you so much for, and just, yeah, thank you so much, Chris, for sharing this, as well as sending me the hearts and stuff. Oh my God. The fact I'm becoming a TikTok live person. Okay. I am going to be, now that we have done the intro, I am going to put my camera. Exactly, Josh. I am having to learn how to be less reactive, because I'm very honest. I'm someone who's very radically honest. So for me to have to hold my tongue, or it's kind of hard sometimes, because I just like, this is how I feel. But at the same time, the evil, the psychopaths, they want us to overspeak and be so honest, so we say anything that they can use against us, right? Anyways, so yep, let's come from a rational point of view. Let's investigate into the origins of bioweapon Lyme disease, which was created for population control by NZ Germany scientists, aka absolutely pure evil, and they lost the war. And then fucking retreated as pussies to the US, and the US government accepted them with open arms, and then started utilizing their tactics. And then, oh no, it just accidentally got released from the lab. Why not fucking set the disease on fire? Burn it, rid it from its existence. Because they intentionally want to keep it so that they can utilize it for that. Yeah. Yes, Chris, yeah, you can go on one of the other ones now. I can't look at the TikTok chat. Hello, everyone from the TikTok. Hello, I'm a new TikTok live person. Yeah. Okay. Hello. So yeah, let's look into this. Okay. Yeah, absolute evil. I hate NZ Germany. Hate it. F them. F them. F them. F them. Hate them and their evil influence that they had on this world. And still do. Okay. I don't know if this is what this is all gonna bring up. I think I have to. I'm just gonna add a new source because it doesn't seem to be. Yeah, one sec. Okay, window capture. New source, window capture, and Safari. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Absolute pure evil. Absolute pure evil, so we're calling them out. So we're talking about it. So we're bringing awareness. Because nobody else is, yeah. No one's talking about this. And literally, like, people who are selling the medication are, yeah. So absolute evil. Absolute evil. Let's see, because I don't know if even having the word, like the way that with AI, they'll take certain words, and if it even shows up, and they'll, even though it's like, well, this is them, this is what they were called, they're evil, you know, anyways, okay. So now we have it all up. I'm going to go over and we're going to read some of this stuff. So here are our different tabs we have, okay? Lyme disease started in Connecticut, started in Lyme, Connecticut. Okay, that's why it's called that. It's why it's called that. It's why the disease is called Lyme disease, because it started there on the East Coast from originally the lab of here we are. This, wow, this didn't come out here. I'm like, wait, it released today? No. Can you guys see it? Oh no, not really. You guys can't read it all. Okay. Absolute evil. Absolute evil. So, this one is the first one I have up. We're going to read all of them. Which one should I start with? So, yeah. This is not, it originated, this is, yeah. New York area. So Traub, this is the guy. This is the evil. This is, it doesn't even have his photo. Shrouded in secrecy. No one's talking about it. No one wants to bring frickin' awareness to it. So I am. So Charlotte is. So this layman is, because professionals don't dare even speak on the fact of its originations. Just please give your dog this pill, though. We don't want to talk about where it originated from. That's just conspiracy, guys. They don't even want to discuss it, so. I do, though. I want to bring awareness to it. I want to talk about the fact that these scientists and these evil scientists and their families are still shrouded in secrecy and still in North America, period. Not just USA, but North America, period. And this world, period. There are psychopaths in positions of power, like Josh said on YouTube, the MK Ultra, the Operation Paperclip. Google these things. It's true things, as well as, I don't like how they call it Havana syndrome, because that's vilifying Cuba and saying, oh, it's just Cuba who has access to the technological warfare of frequency directed warfare, which you guys can Google that too. This is a real thing. This isn't conspiracy. There's actual cases against this. It's not just, oh, this is hoopla. Nah, you're just not aware. You're not aware of true evil or psychopathy. So you'd rather just say that's not happening at all when it is. And you just not wanting to focus on it is you saying ignorance is bliss. It's not. Ignorance is blindness, not bliss. Huh. I just created a new spin on that term. Yes, I sure did. Yes, I sure did. Yes, I sure did. Ignorance is blindness. Ignorance isn't bliss. Wow. I just coined that term. Probably been done before. So this is the evil guy. This is the evil guy. Oh, and wow. 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 They make a lot of money selling the pills to prevent the animals from getting it. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Oh, another reason I guess I want to talk about this too is my sister has my sister is kind. My sister is not a psychopath, guys. I love my sister. She is very interested in insects, specifically as well as toads. She has this toad with a decapitated, with a disabled leg, and he would have died. He would have died in the wild, but my sister nursed him back to health. My sister sees animals, sees bugs, wants to help them, doesn't want to hurt them. Whereas these evil sees them and wants to make a bioweapon out of them, wants to infect them all so that they can spread these diseases onto humans and animals, creating, honestly, hysteria. Justified hysteria, though, because they just created and released a bioweapon, right? Right? Anyways, so, but my sister... Yeah, one sis is a toad, bro. She does. She saved the frog. Is it a frog or a toad? I don't know. She knows. She will correct me. Like, I'll talk to her after. She will correct me when I is it a toad or a frog? I still don't know. She's had this toad for at least a year. A frog, I don't know. But yeah. Okay, but my sister has also single-handedly repopulated monarch butterflies here in rural Manitoba. There was some city person on a monarch butterflies are extinct, period. And I'm like, I look in my sister's room, she literally has the monarch caterpillars that she's breeding. And I'm like, huh? but they're right here though. You live in the city. Of course there's not going to be a bunch of bugs and monarch butterfly. You live in a city. You live in a city, you know? So anyways, they are not, there's no, period, there's barely any bugs in the city because they spray it. Because urbanization isn't living with nature. So don't judge that based on, oh, there's no monarch butterflies in my urbanized city. So, or bees in my city. No, they would never happily exist in a city. Cities aren't environments for wildlife. And when wildlife is there in cities, they spray, they kill, they... So yeah, anyways, my sister single-handedly, as one layman, has repopulated. There's tons. I see them all the time. From the beginning of the season, they fly to Mexico in the winter. They come back in the summer. My sister has repopulated them where I live. And what I'm trying to get by this is all it takes is one person. One person using their love and natural talent of something for good, or using it for evil. Using it, wow. Or using it for evil. And evil is when it's psychopathy, a psychopathy brain. Yeah. That's because you're amazing, Chris. I'm not meaning to vilify all city people, but the city person that was trying to say, because they haven't seen, and because they had some graph that said they're gone. They're wrong, though. If they said extinct, bro, they're not extinct. Like, well, it was a cis. It was a girl, actually. Cis, they're not extinct. They're not extinct. Like, they literally are not. My sister is, but yeah, the point of that is it just takes one person, which also means it just takes one outbreak. Just takes one and create a, wow, and he returned. Oh, and look at him, he has this fancy tombstone. Oh, evil. Absolute evil. Get gone. Get gone. So he was free to travel. His whole life. Going back and forth. Given this big, prolific tombstone. Fucking evil. Give it. Who's made? Absolute evil. Absolute evil. And he... Anyways. Josh! You saw Monarch from my sister's hand. That sounds weird when I say it that way. So this guy was actually part of Operation Paperclip. That's crazy. I saw Emmapreneur talking about it. I saw one of her posts about it. Wow. So this guy was part of that. Wow. 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 Interesting. 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 So yeah, takes one person either for good, using their talents and natural abilities for good if they're not a psychopath, or a psychopath scientist using it for evil, like this Traub guy. Like this fucking Traub guy. This NZ Germany evil psychopath scientist. And because of, I hate NZ Germany so much. The fact that they are the ones for science, though. It's for science. We're doing it for science. It's evil. It's evil. No, they're doing it to sadistically, obsessively. I just hate them. Anyways, I'm gonna start getting off track and start getting sad. Okay, but this is the guy. So he was a veterinarian. Oh, see, he's just a veterinarian. He just wants to help. They hide in quote unquote reputable, good jobs, because that's how you get away with it. Because that's how you get to a high position of power. If you are charading as, oh, I'm a scientist. Not that all scientists are bad, but we need to be aware that there's a lot of professionals in power. A lot of people. God wins. Yes, he does. In due time. God plays the long game. Yes. Yes, Josh. In due time. Look at, I'm bringing light to this right now. Right now. Exactly. Through different people, in different ways, it all comes to light eventually. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this guy, but we have to realize we can't just blindly trust someone because they have a degree, or because they've been in a field for a long time, or because they have a fancy job. Oh wow, they're a scientist, they're a veterinarian, they're a virologist. Oh wow, they specialize in diseases. Oh, they say it's for preventing it. That must mean they're good. No, because why would they admit that? Why would they admit saying, well, I'm in this because I want to use it to create bioweapons. I want to population control. I want to take advantage. Like how there's a lot of evil psychiatrists as well. Oh, I tried to kill the fly. A lot of evil, literally in all positions of power. Any kind of position of power, there's a psychopath somewhere in that profession, and psychopathy makes up of 10 to 15% of our population, and psychopaths specifically go in positions of power. Some are more dumb and then they don't, but there's a lot of evil. Being smart or not doesn't mean if you're a psychopath or if you're not. You can be incredibly smart like this guy was, or was he literally just accepted into these positions because everyone else in that position was also a psychopath, so they were wanting to recruit someone like-minded that would be down to engage in evil activities. We have to remember that as well. Someone not being picked or put in a like someone not being put in a professional position of power by other people in power doesn't always mean that the person who is denied is the one that's not as talented. Sometimes it's because the people at the top are evil and psychopaths, and they're looking for other evil psychopaths that would be down to engage in biological warfare and such, okay? In the modern day, that's how this is happening. Josh, yes, it will be nice when naivety is an unnecessary word. Yep, when finally... Wow. Matt James Rogers. That's why I like wow, using their words against them, like for the greater good. Let's fucking call out psychopaths. Let's bring awareness to psychopathy for the greater good. Their facade of the greater good, fucking testing on people's brains and shit for the... It's evil. Mass, like in MK Ultra, the psychedelic warfare, the way they use it, like ketamine nowadays, guys, don't. That is... No, it's wrong. That's originated MK Ultra. That originated from evil. And it's not... yet, so that's being given to people, yet they're putting people in jail for mushrooms. Like, it's insane, just the amount of corruptness in it. And wow, Matt James Rogers. Yep. More than 100 Germans recruited after I wasn't aware of this, after World War II, worked on the moon landing for NASA. That's like, Matt, the LSD to the dolphins because they wanted them to speak English. Isn't that what that award-winning, Oscar-winning film about the woman who falls in love with the aquatic being or whatever? Isn't that what that was based on? Wasn't it based on that? That was like a fictionalized story based on... And yes, based on that situation with the dolphins. And exactly, Chris, there's corruption and things in professions on all levels in this world, everywhere. Exactly. But it's, yeah, and especially dangerous when they're put into, when literally they're said, we need vetting of professionals in power nowadays. That is we need their brains put under MRIs because it's a prefrontal cortex and amygdala defect. And that can be shown in MRIs, and they're the ones, these evil, a lot of psychiatry, guys, as well, has originated in the subgroupings, the DSM, all originated from NZ Germany. That's where a lot of evil that is now accepted as normalcy in our day and age was first originated from World War II evil psychopaths. Okay, like, we must be aware of this. We must be aware. Like, but no one is though. And they look at you like you're a coincidence theorist. I love it though. It's not, but there's facts of the matter. Like, if people actually looked into the origins of it. Yeah, well-known story, the bosses. The way that there's... And you know what's so interesting too, is if you look at Dr. Karen Mitchell's work, let's move this down a bit so you guys can read some more of the... Let's see. Just so you guys can read this while I'm talking. Bethesda. So interesting. Is that why they named the gaming thing? Was a lot of those games based on concepts from that. based on concepts from this Naval Medical Research Institute. I hate the human experimentation. And nowadays, if you're deathly ill, then the evil psychopaths are like, perfect, this is a way to put them into this program as a test subject. I still question why the hell I was put into an MRI research study saying that viral meningitis and pneumonia and the 6 lesions in my brain might turn into MS. No, it was in Toronto. They said that and made me agree to the research study. And then they said, oh, well, Manitoba has the highest rates for MS in the world. So if I did develop MS living in Manitoba after I flew back home to Manitoba, it wouldn't have been because of the viral meningitis and pneumonia. It's whatever is just causing it here in Manitoba, which we still don't have an answer to. Which laymen still don't have an answer to. Just the way the research studies, the way the human test subjects, the way the capitalizing on those who are already down. Yeah, without having to get the hands dirty. Nowadays, they do it by covert means. Evil is still happening. Some of it's not as covert, some of it's out in the open, but mostly they have to do it more covert nowadays because there's more over surveillance and such. Yeah. But also, from Matt James Rogers on Twitch, what you were saying, how the guy with the dolphin guy was very much into the man-made hallucinogenics, trying to act like Dr. Karen Mitchell, because someone was trying to pull the card on her. Oh, well, maybe it can help. Yeah, we're deep diving. Maybe it can help. Maybe it can fix psychopathy. It can't, though. The psychedelics and all these fake man-made ones as well can't cure it, guys. The way that psychopathy can't be cured, That's where actual science and focus should be focused on, like true evil, psychopathy. But instead, the psychopaths were accepted with open arms, and still are to this day, and people don't even realize where it originated from, how a lot of these industries started and still are normalizing things that were started and falsified by these evil. The fact he has this tombstone. I want to take a bat and break down the tombstone. Just kidding. We don't support any kind of vandalization. But at the same time, why does this guy have this tombstone? Like, he's great. He's evil. Dude is evil. Dude started the... And remember, I'm not promoting anything. It's just, how is there a tombstone? How is he... But it's hidden behind the, oh no, it's for vaccines. So they create a disease and then create a vaccine and a pill for it? For them. Create a dangerous man-made creation and then sell the solution. But do not dare us speak about origins of it, guys. We can't be dared to speak about the origins of it, though. But I am today. Okay, so this guy was an evil NZ Germany. He worked directly for the head of the lab chief of the NZ's leading bioweapons facility on wherever this is island in that whole. And yeah, when they lost the war, him and his pussyfoot retreated to the United States under Operation Paperclip, meant to exploit post-war scientific knowledge and then deny it to the Soviet Union. So use it for their own nefarious means, basically. And the US is like, yeah, come over here. We'd love to then use that to control, manipulate, and harm our citizens, which they ended up, releasing the bioweapon insect tick Lyme disease across America. And now it's worldwide. What does that remind us of? Many possibilities. Okay. So he studied. He lived a lot around there. He was living all around, traveling happily, and then put to rest with a fancy tombstone. So he was, the way that, it was for the vaccines though, guys. Vaccines first, and viruses. They during his stay, listed as members of literally a evil NZ Germany American club. Oh, guys. It's not a criminal organization, though. It's not a criminal organization, though, guys. Confirmed at the Nuremberg trials. Even though it literally is. Even though it's literally... And Josh, you say, I feel like these subjects are a bit less stigmatized in the US than in Canada. Yeah, in Canada, like, dare you speak about this to... Dare you speak? People look down upon you. Well, I don't care, though. It's the internet. I literally don't care if people look down upon me anymore at this point. I don't care. Like, if they're not listening to the whole thing and making a judgment, then, yeah. Yeah, true. You guys still get, it's not, just overall, like, society doesn't want to talk about it. Boom. Exactly, man. Boom. Facts dropped. Yeah, so evil motherfucker. In the trial, they came to the conclusion, even though the people, probably the lawyers, the judges, the unaware layman, that's what's so funny too, to be part of a jury. They only pick you if you went to higher education, which a lot of higher education stems from these scientists, professionals, and powers, and they just learn from an academia script but don't use critical thinking skills. Not all of them, but a lot of them, guys, because a lot of them that are in these universities, a lot of them, it's because they have rich parents, because their rich parents were able to put them into that. And especially nowadays, like the Chat GPT or whatever, you can literally AI your homework. And it's not actually about critical thinking. It's about learning from a academia script, which a lot started from evil test subject NC, which isn't reputable according to me. That's my opinion. Yeah. So guys, he was a German animal virus researcher. Okay, so the incident was a dual use. Yeah, admits that biological warfare, so bioweapon stuff, experiments were conducted. They're saying, guys, it was study, foot and mouth disease. So the public facade is, see, this is to help. This is to stop it from spreading. We're going to keep all the viruses, though, and then, oh no, something just accidentally, escaped from the lab. Oh no, now there seems to be a worldwide bioweapon of Lyme disease, guys. Unlucky. Didn't mean for that to happen. Yep. Cool. I've never used it. I can't touch it, right? For like using AI for like tedious measures, like tedious things, but when it comes to and I don't know. I can't draw and stuff, but I never have used like the AI for that, because it's like, that's not my thing, you know. I can't stand with the AIs. I can't. But for tedious measures, sure, I think so. But yeah, using it for literally your on education and stuff, yeah, you get it. Okay, yeah. And for art too, I wouldn't ever like thinking like, no, like maybe visually, like if I just wanted to see something, but then using that to like using it for professional art, like art that you release, using AI for that, no. AI should not be used for that. Yeah. Anyways, okay. But so the public facade of the NZ Germany was, guys, it's just to help against foot and mouth disease. Oh no! And now in the same lab we created this other bioweapon. Oh, unlucky. Didn't mean to. Yeah. So there's 20 of them. A staff of quite a few. The psychopath scientists. They're assisting in it. He assisted. Yeah, he was literally right below the main guy, Himmler or whatever. Okay, and there was an evil woman as well who was a part of it. Wow, does not exist. She was a scientist. Interesting. She has her family line in existence seems to have been decimated from the wiki. From the wiki. Interesting. So she was also happily accepted by US Arms to work with the Navy's biological. They're taking psychopaths and then putting them in military positions of power. Interesting. Yeah, weaponizing. See, that's the point of it, guys. That's why the tests, it's so they can weaponize it, guys. A lot of it, you know, like obviously it's just the way their originations of it are so evil. If they had never touched this shit, like, anyways. We need to vet psychopaths, and we need to vet professionals in power. We need to put their brains under an MRI. Non-invasive, guys. Literally just going under an MRI. And seeing... Yeah, Josh. And then, yeah. We need to put their brains under an MRI, show the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala defect, and then, guys... remove their degree, remove them from a professional position of power. We could put them into an institute for them to be taken care of, okay? What they have done to those of us with empathy. Because they're not safe to be in a professional position of power if they don't have access to a conscience, right? Remember, non-violent measures. Nothing that is putting a psychopath, taking them out of professional position of power for safety reasons because they don't care about others, never care they are psychopaths. That's not a bad thing. That is protecting. That's true protection rather than this BSS stuff. Wow, so he weaponized this and then dispersed into the Soviet Union. Yeah, dispersed. At least take their power. Yeah, true. At least take their power away. At least, optimally, putting them into, like, basically what they have hyper empathetic victims in, all of those psychiatry units that they have kind people in that are suffering from traumatic symptoms from psychopaths. Put the psychopaths in there. Or just, please, guys, at least take them out from the professional position of power. Head of the SS and driving force of the... Himmler was the guy with the Rhine... Evil. Reminding me, I don't know why I kind of get... I think it's because the H is giving Dr. disrespect. Giving Dr. disrespect, honestly. Giving... Wow, immediately after... Oh, he was trapped. I like it. They are like, fuck you. You spread this here. We are now forcing you to work for us. Okay, that's kind of funny. Yeah. And then wow. The British, so the monarchy evacuated Traub as a high priority intelligence. Oh, because he's smart, therefore we should have him on our team. He's a psychopath, but was the monarchy psychopaths as well, right? His own denied, guys. He said, so he lied, denied, he lied. Traub spun a lie, lying that his only interest was this. He lied, right? He lied. brought there. Yeah, so he was accepted happily by governmental psychopaths who created the Operation Paperclip, which you guys can look into that onto your own time as well. It's evil. Look what it is. Secret intelligence program where 1,600 NZ Germany scientists, engineers, and technicians were the war retreated pussyfooted back to America, and the evil psychopaths in America, the CIA back then, happily accepted them with open arms to use their intelligence to create plans to harm literally the citizens of America. Isn't that interesting? Like, when you actually put it into perspective and you're like, wow, there's a lot of nefarious stuff going on. There is. Let's stop turning a blind eye. Let's openly open our eyes to it and discuss it. Okay. Yeah, he was asked. So literally in Maryland, he was literally asked to consult for biological warfare, bioweapon Lyme disease. That's why we're deep diving it right now. Provided groundwork for the lab on Plum Island. This is where, if we go here, this is talking about the source of it and how it is from. That's where they created the Lyme disease. That's where. Okay, that's where. That's where though. That's where though. Worked on it, and then it was first released into true. Yeah. True, Josh. Prayer for ourselves and those in our personal life is important, but most of all, we need to pray for the world, which is so true. We need peace on earth. We need overall peace of society, not just those in our immediate family, but we want peace for every kind person, everyone with access to empathy. We want overall a more peaceful, happy, non-exploitative, non-psychopathic society. Amen. Not directly, so publicly. His publicly published said it's not weaponization, guys. God bless you too, Josh. Not directly related, yet publicly saying that it's not. But facts of the matter are it is. So that it was. So basically every time he's saying that they were investigating how to use chickens and mammals for bioweapon. Then saying immunity, how to make your chickens immune if biological warfare were to be performed on how to protect themselves for if their own warfare was used against them. That's what it is. Then, guys, he went back. And Germany, after the war, after they lost, accepted him back. Interesting. They accepted him back. The number 2 scientist of NZ Germany. Germany happily accepted back. Made a beautiful tombstone for him in 1985 when he passed. Still was happily looked upon. So they don't really talk about it. And he was doing the financial. So it seems like not a lot is written here after his return to Germany. Seems like in Germany after them losing World War II. It seems they kept things more quiet. Well, that was smart of them. That was smart of them. That was smart. Was that good of them? Is that kind? No. They happily accepted this NZ Germanist and made this beautiful tombstone for him. I just find that very interesting. Just noting that, guys. Just noting that. In theory, so guys, coincidence theorying, insects of all types, particularly the biting species, ticks, mosquitoes, can be used as disease vectors in bioweapon warfare program. Okay? Okay? That's the facts of the matter of it. This is just somewhere. Insect-borne diseases, yeah. Wow, so this is interesting. That's interesting. Wow. Wow. Interesting. Imagine if that 60 million was not put towards that, was put towards helping their citizens, their laymen, instead of war-related things, which then they actually just ended up using against citizens and mass infecting citizens by releasing these bioweapons into the atmosphere, dare we say. Meningitis is what I got. Could it have been? I don't know where I got the meningitis from. I don't know. They didn't say. Then put my brain under an MRI for multiple years on it. I don't know. I don't know. So they're saying that biological insect warfare is kind of optimal for spreading disease. Well, yeah, duh, because it's hard to track, because it's there and gone, because it's tiny, especially the little deer ticks. Okay, so this is a bit about the guy who created it. Okay, bit about the guy who created it. Lyme, Connecticut, tick disease. So it was a bacterium. Takes its name. So this was 1975 when it was first identified in Lyme, Connecticut, which this is all East Coast. I know now from doing my learning. I'm glad I did my Learning America stream yesterday so that I was able to learn this. Learn that Connecticut's on the East Coast, not the West Coast. Anyways. It started from Lyme, Connecticut, which is the East Coast. That's all those little states. It's near. First was created in but then let loose, and the Plum Island Research Study, but then let loose in Connecticut. Yeah. I don't trust, honestly, the government one. I honestly don't trust the government answer of that there. 10%, just like the amount of psychopaths in society, eh? Anyways, okay, let's continue. So, yeah, here is, this was interesting that this popped up. Yeah, if only it would go to help the citizens, Chris. Wouldn't that be nice? Matt, so Connecticut is connected. Yeah, it seems to be. I'm trying to look for the exact, I've seen it before. So that's like, guys, we have to realize too, Austria and Switzerland as well, they were kind of safe havens for all the NZ Germany scientists and family members. So just like going by the facts of the matter, a lot of these evil people resided within resided within Switzerland, Austria, and Germany. We just have to be aware of that, though. There was a lot, they like were happily accepting of NZ Germany, so we just have to be aware. Those places, yeah. So here we are. This is this long forgotten research unearths new mystery. This was 2016. No one talked about it, though. No one brought awareness to it. Government didn't talk about it because government's literally complicit in it. And it literally, Project Paperclip is literally government funded. Literally government funded. Okay. We're spreading anxiety. That's the goal of it. Hysteria. And then literally mass infecting of citizens. I like how they call it the Swiss agent. They're like, guys, it started from that area of the world, guys. It started from World War II evil and power. Like that lost the war, but then retreated into US government arms. Like, so look, they were spelling it interesting. So I think, let's see, is this meningitis? Like, interesting. Exactly, Josh. Scared people's perception is more malleable. Yes, it is. When you're afraid, when you're emotionally heightened. So it seems like the Swiss agent is very similar. It's just another version of the tick disease that probably people who are diagnosed with the Lyme disease, that it's the Swiss agent version as well, which are just very similar. Ah, that's kind of sad. Wow. He's like, I need to speak because if I don't, I'm the one who needs to speak. That's beautifully written, actually. Look how so some people diagnosed. No, you won't. And it'll be, if when I do it, Josh, when I do the MK, when I do an MK Ultra speaking on deep dive investigative layman journalism, what's it called? Live stream. It'll be like this one. It'll be permanently up on my live on YouTube. In like, this will be available after the fact. I won't be deleting this live stream, because if there's any trolls, when I privatized some of my live streams, it's because there was some trolls that I realized were trying to get me to be reactive, and then there is some haters and stuff. So if there's any of that, then sadly I have to privatize it. But when I'm speaking on a subject like this, we are not privatizing it. We're keeping this public. We are making sure that what's diagnosed as Lyme disease might be the Swiss agent, which is slightly different and needs slightly different treatment than the Lyme disease, but it's still the same thing. And since no one's even talking about the differentiations of it, they just say, you have Lyme disease, because they all just read from the academia script, and they're like, well, the academia script says there's only one and it's called Lyme disease, so therefore that's what you have. You know, anyway. Okay. The war over diagnosis treatment. Cure, it's a lifelong disease. So 30% of the cases, it's not even visually clear. And then when it's not visually clear, you'll develop longer lasting, lifelong serious symptoms, aka Lyme disease. So, which isn't true. That's not true. That it doesn't. It's a lifelong disease, guys. At least we don't have a cure publicly available to society yet. They spend so much money creating the diseases, but won't put that same attention to actually curing them. Treating it, sure. Coping the symptoms, sure. But curing, completely curing, they haven't found a cure for Lyme disease in the public hands, readily taught in society. No. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So this is interesting. This is interesting. So they said that it was the 1970s. It was 1975 that Lyme disease, and yeah, it's called Lyme because it first created in Lyme, Connecticut. But the Swiss one might have been there beforehand, and and it has slightly different, you need to treat it differently, yet it's not even being differentiated in diagnosis. They just group it all under but the way Lyme disease doesn't even have a cure anymore. It's just about to pacify the patient, basically. And then they're a victim for life of this bioweapon Lyme disease. Like, anyways. Okay, I'm done reading. This one, I don't want either. Okay. I'm trying to find the exact one. Yeah, I'm not listening to government websites. I'm sorry, but the government's the one who put the money towards literally creating these diseases and then letting them out of the labs. Like, Lyme, Connecticut, Lyme disease first outbreak, origin of, okay. Surveillance. Mm-hmm. So it technically came from the Plum Research Study. They literally named it after that. Technically, they should have named it would be Plum Island disease. Plum Island disease, because that's technically where it was first created, from that lab, from the NZ. I wish... Yeah, he wishes there would be some transparency. That's the word that's been used for decades. We're being transparent. They aren't. It's literally not being spoken on. Like, the government isn't talking about this. The Godfather was literally in NZ Germany, evil scientist, expert, a psychopath. A secret, yeah, but it was secret yet literally funded by the government. And yeah, he literally, as we saw from this, he was involved happily, part of the club and stuff. Like he had in NZ Germany. Yeah, that's his notion, was to do biological warfare, was to create this is really good. Like, this is a very educational, the way that this person that thank you for them to bring awareness to this. Thank you, ma'am or sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for bringing awareness, doing the interview, actually talking about it. Yep, literally taken over. It was It was supported by, and once he did he literally, the scientist, Eric Straub was accepted, he pussyfoot left after him and his evil psychopath scientist lost the NZ Germany war, retreated like a no-balls coward to the US, was accepted with open arms. And then once the psychopaths in the US government, Department of Agriculture there, and look how it's under agriculture. Oh yeah, it's just we're trying to help the animals, guys. He's a veterinarian. Remember that psychopaths first start their killing, sadistic joy, by killing animals, sexualizing animals. So it makes sense why they'd hide under the guise. Some psychopaths, obviously there's good veterinarians, lots of kind veterinarians, lots of kind ones. Like how my sister has such great talent with both bugs and animals. There's kind ones, but there's evil as well. And the way they're hiding under the guise of, oh, it being for animals. You're hiding under that guise. And you psychopaths first started out killing and sexualizing animals. Right. So anyways, just interesting, that facade. Wow. I never seen American Horror Story. Right. We want the good to become the more prolific in society, which we have some already. We have some prolific, kind individuals, but we want to not allow evil to flourish. Okay. Not allow the evil, the psychopathy. But interesting how American Horror Story hinted at this as diseases in the New York City season of the show were coming from Plum Island, hidden in plain sight. Yes, that is literally what they're speaking on. Literally, they were, through fiction, bringing awareness to this. Wow. Hi, Eric on Twitch. We're investigating bioweapon Lyme disease. Wow, and so he has a document that in fact admitted that the mission of Plum Island was to develop, they admitted it, that the goal was to develop bioweapons, which they did, which they created Lyme disease therein. Interesting. So Grossman, we stan. Grossman's kind of dope. What's his full name? Because we stan. We stan. We support. We platonically support, guys. They open it for a tour. Defensive. Wow, so they admitted to him in person. Oh, and I bet he didn't get it on, like, he probably didn't get it recorded, but he's literally giving his testimony, his witness statement, saying we do defensive. Yet, guys, this is where the Lyme disease first originated from. Darn it. Totally not a coincidence. Totally just a coincidence. Big milk. Is this part of the reason? Interesting. I guess maybe why they push such big cattle, big milk so much. I don't know. That's just me hypothesizing. Putting things into perspective. Okay. Directed at, so the US came after. Wow. Biologically. Yet then they name it Havana syndrome. Like, it's the Cubans that are the bad guys. Interesting. 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 How they'd flip the script like that. Try to name it like it. At least they named Lyme disease, you know. But dare we say that it came from Connecticut and the plum thing. What's it? Plum Island, yeah. Dare we say. As I'm saying it. The only place they isolated it, created it. Wow. Wow. Obviously. Otherwise, how was Lyme disease ever created? Why did it escape from the lab? It was created there. So they're saying it's not just Lyme disease. It's not just the one. There's other, like they said, the cattle. There's so many. We don't know that. It's not in the hands of laymen to be able to know what diseases started from there. And the fact that the government supported this, it's not being readily talked about. Because who has control over mass media and stuff? Like, just put into perspective. Right? Of course it is. Of course. Because Lyme disease infects animals, infects humans. Of course. Another bug disease, West Nile. Experimented with, saying it's for defensive. It's for biological weapon warfare. And chemically changing it of, sciencing of, to make it more infectious, literally. Yeah. This, guys. This. They named it Lyme, saying it came from Lyme, but technically, guys, if we're looking at it, is Plum Island, but Plum Island is close to Connecticut. It's close to So this guy who's an attorney, so a lawyer, okay, but he was pursuing them. Okay, we stand then. He was bringing awareness too. Okay, wait, Grossman saying. Dropped from planes. They literally dropped it from planes. They dropped the word. People wouldn't see. It's tiny little text. Literally dropping it from out a plane. Who would know? Who would know? We're in a helicopter. Easy enough. Easy. Why aren't we breeding dragonflies? Why aren't we breeding dragonflies? Why isn't the government breeding dragonflies to get rid of mosquitoes? Why are they not mass breeding instead of focusing on the biological, the insects that spread disease? Why not the good insects that kill the bad ones? Because that would eliminate the Lyme disease. That would eliminate, lower the West Nile. Why aren't they putting money towards protecting the citizens through, why not breeding the good insect? Where is the money and time spent on that? My sister, why aren't they breeding the bees? Why is it laymen and farmers that have to do it? All they're doing is looking at the already infectious ones and science experimenting on how to make them even more infectious. Why not put time, money, effort spent on the good ones. Why not? Because that doesn't make money, doesn't create patience, doesn't feed this system. This article is extremely educational. Extremely educational. Yeah. Yeah. Stuffed, literally admitting that the bioweapon specialist stuffed ticks with. He admitted. It's proven. It's proven that Lyme disease was created by biologically infecting them with pathogens, Lyme disease, Swiss agent disease, all the other ones that they've created that we don't even know about. To cause severe disability, disease even, death too, prevent potential enemies. And Americans have a right to know. So they have even others. There's even more guys. And he recalled, he said, this is terrifying. It's scary. And they still haven't come clean. Me a Canadian in poverty in the country who's victim of psychopaths has to be bringing awareness to this, talking about this. It's all under the radar. It's all not being spoken of. It's all, if someone speaks about it, they must be over exaggerating, or the government wouldn't do that. Professionals in power are to be trusted. They couldn't be doing nefarious things. They are, like Josh said, in plain sight. That's Lyme disease, guys. Check yourself for ticks constantly. Keep your leg hair. My leg hair saved me because this spring, because I could feel the ticks on my legs when I was on the walk in the long grass with my dogs. Picking them off my dogs as well, giving my dogs the pills. The fact it's man-made though. And then sell the solution, which is not even a solution, lifelong antibiotic usage, destroying your gut health. Why not? What are insects that eat ticks? Why are we not breeding those? Instead of spraying everything, and not even anything's being done here. Where is the insect research to help? The way they're only studying the evil. The way they're just creating more evil. And then using sprays on the field to kill the... Why not breed and release good, beneficial to the environment bugs and stuff, huh? Why is my sister having to single-handedly repopulate the monarch butterfly population? Really? Josh, that makes you wonder where the originations of that started from as well. I'd have to look into that, do a deep dive of that. I'm not too sure on the origination and stuff. Wow. Anyways, guys, okay, that's Lyme disease. This is Lyme disease. I don't know if I feel like looking too much more into it right now. This, they're saying, is so they're admitting that it's human created, It's human created. The way it's silenced, though, the way this isn't front story of the news, the way none of these things were even really investigated, the way this isn't taught, the way veterinarians don't know, the way academia scripted, citizens don't know. They just know which patented pill to sell. And tell you you're crazy or stupid. Dare you bring up the originations of it? No, you're just not aware. Like, anyway. This seems like it would be an educational book. The deer tick, yeah. So they were talking about the chicken. Good point, Josh. They put it in TV shows and in fiction, so that's a problem. Is so much of people's, it's so true, Josh, so many of people's perception of it is in fiction, of evil things is in fiction, so they don't realize that it's happening in real life on a real large scale. They think it's just fantasy. They think it's just make believe, and that's it. But sorry, that just makes me sad. But most fiction is based on real life stuff that could happen or has happened, and it's a fictionalized version of it, put so that you don't get sued or whatever, but also because it is fiction, because you're just creating your own story. But exactly, so that it seems like it's in a consumable format, and it's the shock value, the scare, the but they have their big house, they have their happy family, so therefore no one else could be struggling in the background. Nothing could be happening in plain sight, yet hidden. They don't want to wake up to the reality that stuff like this is happening all around, has been happening for a long time, and people in power and psychopaths in power and government have happily put money behind this, encouraged the bioweapon, encouraged the creation of, yet where's the money for citizens? Yet where's the money, empathetic, yet intelligent, smart solutions? Why just for warfare means? Why just for harming and disabling citizens? I don't know. Oh, wait, we do know, because it's the evil in power. Anyways, you know what? Right now, I just want to say, God bless. Thank you so much. All of the people, all of the good people with access to empathy who nowadays are working alongside these evil psychopaths, but are good people in the positions of power that are literally speaking up from within, but also working within to make change in secrecy that we don't hear about, but they are using their voice to bring, they are doing the things in secret that no one knows about right now, but they are working towards stopping the evil from within. They see it, and they are also behind the scenes doing the good things, though. Because it's not just evil. It's not all evil people at top. Psychopaths only make to 10 to 15% of the population. So there's a lot of good people. But us as good people, as people with access to empathy, have to wake up to this, okay? We have to be aware of it. But God bless, Creator bless all of the people that are kind, and all of the people, like the kind people here, that have brought awareness to it. like this scientist here, like Grossman. Yeah, definitely more good people, which means technically we outnumber, guys. We outnumber, but we as good people need to be aware of the evil, need to be aware of psychopathy, so that we can move from a good position, so that we can make positive, kind change in the world to help the world. Dare I use their words against them? I love saying it. For the greater good, which means taking psychopaths out of positions of power, means vetting them, guys, which means making change from within to stop the psychopaths from rising to the top and continuing on a systematic level to harm citizens and spread these illnesses, accidentally let them loose from infectious disease labs like here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, where technically the Wuhan scientists were fired, and because of, what was it? Infectious disease center. National collaborating. Interesting. July 2019, fired scientists. Just look into, and it's not just one, it was the scientists and their entire team. Everyone on the level 4 virology lab were marched out of the facility, put on a plane back there, and then all of a sudden from the lab in was released there and then spread worldwide. But they said it was just from bats, guys. That's how they probably first experimented with it. How easy is it to bring that over on a plane and inject yourself with the disease, or one of your people on it, bring it back there, and then continue to cultivate it back at, and then release it to the, just look into this too. Anyways, fuck this guy. Fuck his tombstone. The fact that they happily gave him this tombstone, proof that there's still that kind of evil psychopath, but there's evil everywhere. But the fact that in 1985, not that long ago, they created this beautiful tombstone for the number 2 evil psychopath, NZ Germany scientist who created the bioweapon Lyme disease at the Plum Island facility in New York, around Connecticut, and then was released in Connecticut. Return to. Okay, guys. That's it for today for the most part. Let me just chat with you guys a bit before I leave. I also, just to make things clear, there is evil within all walks of life, all professions, all anything. It's not about racism. It's not about nationality. It's not any specific group. Okay? I'm just today focusing on the Lyme disease and where this originated from, and how it originated from the evil and beautiful. Why are they not breeding those? Why are they not dropping those from planes or helicopters? But there's evil within all. There's evil. The only way to see what is truly evil currently that we have access to is MRIs to show the prefrontal cortex and brain amygdala lack thereof. They don't have access to a conscience. So every motivation they do is for evil. They'll say it's for defensive purposes. They'll say it's for the prevention of, and then they release it. And then they release the disease. And then they admit that it actually was for bioweapon purpose. Like, then they accept the guy with happy arms. He pussyfoot retreats after they lose the war. America accepts him, and then he works for them, creates all of these infectious diseases, and then is accepted back later. And then they create a beautiful tombstone for him. The glamorization of the hidden in plain sight. The fact that evil has not disappeared, but it's just become more covert. It's just become more hidden in plain sight, because we're not living in the 1930s where they have those things openly done, where they're experimenting on, well, they are in a way, it's just more covert now by psychopaths. I can't get too emotional and sad about it. I have to fight the good fight. I have to stay strong, stay calm to be able to get this out in an intellectual, rational manner so people understand. Yep. But what we need to prevent this kind of stuff is getting the MRIs of the psychopaths, vetting of professionals in power, as well as literally it's just laymen educating ourselves. Literally just educating ourselves as laymen. Yes, good will win. Good will win. Good will in due time. Because it's the long game. Because we go about things through kind means. We don't go about things through violence through the instant kind of gratification that the evil does go about things, because they just want to instantly silence, want to instantly sadistically destroy, just want to completely eliminate, so that to take away our voice. We don't go about